Since Trump scored big with young male voters last election, Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. You heard it, $20 million just to talk to boys. So is this a good idea or a waste of money? What do you think?
Well, I think it's the wrong way to go about the problem, because the Democrats are asking, how do we get male voters? The disillusionment of men is, how do we care better about our men and boys? Like, it should be about how we solve the root problems that drove men and to feel like they had nowhere to go. You don't say, how do we reverse produce it to get a vote? It's a waste of money, and it's a vapid approach at a real problem. Do what Governor Wes Moore is doing right now. He's directing his administration to implement targeted solutions to uplift men and boys. That's going after the statistics. And when he was here on our show, he said, the data speaks for itself. This isn't an opinion. So look at data and solve problems. Don't try to solve elections by reverse producing votes. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, nothing says authenticity like spending $20 million to pay consultants and strategists and focus groups to tell you how to talk to a certain audience. It specifically says to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these male spaces. Like, what made Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn or some of these manosphere guys huge was there's a level of authenticity. I've listened to a lot of both of them. I don't agree with a lot of what they say, but there's an entertainment value, and there's this is just somebody shooting the you-know-what. It's not this, like, structured, hyper, I have to think about what I'm going to say, I have to consider it 20 different ways, focus group it, and test it. And I think that's where what Democrats are missing is there's, like, some sort of an authenticity problem that they have. But I also would note, Joe Rogan was a Bernie bro. Democrats actually lost Joe Rogan. They had their own Joe Rogan and then alienated him with policies. And the most common things that I hear from men who came around to supporting Trump and maybe were open to other alternatives was they feel like they want to be able to provide for the future and build wealth, and they don't want to be ashamed to say that they want to provide and they want to have money. And then they do see these statistics of how men are falling behind, and they want to be able to highlight it and talk about it, but not be pushed back that you're saying, oh, well, you're excluding girls and women if you want to advance men. And finally, this idea that they feel like even when they're well-intentioned, they're like one misstatement away from getting canceled. Like, I think we need to have a culture that's more forgiving if people are trying their best, if they don't use the right terminology, if they don't use the right phrase. As long as their intention is there, this sort of like crazy cancel culture has really turned young people off.
Look, I don't know that you learn how to talk to men by being in a conference center at a New York hotel, holed up with strategists and experts in suits. I think people need to go into the barrios and the neighborhoods and the barber shops and the places where real people are. And I think one of the problems that the Democrats have, several of them, but one of the things is, like, they keep talking about how weak their brand is and how bad their team is. I never met a man, I never met a woman, I never met a human who wants to join a losing team. So maybe start projecting some, winning attitude, and
but Trump always talks about how everything was terrible, it's bad, and he keeps winning.
I don't think Trump should be the gold standard of what you're looking to do right. I don't think he's in some ways an accident of times and what we've been brought to. He was a perfect storm. Because what drove people to this manosphere was people were saying, it's okay to be a man, you have value. I think the language around men with toxic masculinity and things were sometimes misunderstood to make men the problem.
Yeah, but I think one of the things that's going on in the Democratic Party is that there's a lot of divergent voices. Right now, if you look at the Republican Party, there's one voice, right? It's Donald Trump, and everybody else bends the knee.
They remain the views to talk about President Trump, we all know that is that person that they say he's talking like with the side of his mouth, which means that according to the Democrat, they are trying to say that men are more masculine than women, so men can do many things that men cannot do, which is not true. Because looking at everything, according to the women in the view, looking at President Donald Trump, according to the whole perspective of the MAGA, give power to the men especially. The men are considered to be that one with a lot of masculinity, which means that they can achieve more than a woman, which the women in the views just saying that that's not right. And they also went about and talk about him that President Donald Trump look like he's on the winning side. That's why more people are following him, because of course he's rich. He can prove it. He's one of the most successful men. He's very successful, one of the richest men in the nation. He's a businessman. He has done it. When he came, the economic is increasing. He has all those scenarios that any regular person, when you talk to that person, the person wants to follow him, because obviously everybody wants where there is growth, where there is prosperity. That's what most people are looking for. So the women, they will say that President Donald Trump have all those charisma to take anybody anywhere where you want to. But they were just trying to say that looking at the Republican on the other hand, the Republicans are very united. You have the MAGA. You have Israel Trump. Whatever Trump said, Trump tell them, according to the women, if they go and jump the church and watching water, you just Trump. Go and skip on the river Nile. Whatever Trump said, all the MAGAs just follow. Most of the Republicans, they have the one mouth, which makes them to be very powerful. That's why unity is a very powerful force. When people gather together, no matter how little it is, your productivity will be so much. But looking at the Democrats, they are not united at all. You have many bodies, everybody saying their own. Some people say don't call them Puerto Rico. Some people say this not. So a lot of stuff are going on, a lot of stuff. So the women, they will say that they will give cadeau to President Donald Trump and to the Republican as a whole, because they have made themselves firm. They have made themselves stand in one direction. They don't deal with not other force. All they did is that one direction, and they are going somewhere. But if the Democrat could change their perspective also and become very united, look for one person and specify on that person that this is what you are going to follow, and they will do. So the women, the views were just saying that even look at when Obama was there, a lot of Democrats have been that one that a lot of division. But Republican now is very united. So what is your opinion? Do you support in what they're saying? Do you believe or not, or do you not believe? That's why in area in life they always say a family that lives together, fight together. The best people are able to enter in any family or association when there's division. So there always been division in every environment. So there's division in Republican, in Democrat. Sorry, that's why they say Democrats have to be united. They have to choose one person as a leader. All of them have to believe in that person, and they all have to fight and have that one voice, one motto. They are going to be successful. So what do you think will happen in the next couple of years as the president is still president? What do you think will happen to the Democrat Party? Let me see your opinion in the comment section. And thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and share the video. God bless you.